is our 20-inch auto scrubber. It comes available in a 20-inch, a 24-inch, a 32-inch, a 28-inch. We also have the orbitals. I'm going to go over this one first, and then just go over the key differences on the orbital. But everything on this machine, again, very heavy-duty, high-impact resin, heavy construction. Even the squeegee. I mean, most manufacturers will have a plastic squeegee. This is all metal, waterproof. It's got a coating on it, but it's extremely, extremely heavy-duty. So, as far as one of the nice things about our scrubbers, if you look at our machine, it has a very similar look to a tenon. So just to kind of give you a little history on this. When Pacific started, they were very well known for their floor machines. And then Larry Hines, our owner, wanted to expand into AutoScrubbers. So he private labeled some other scrubbers, which turned out to be not such a good thing. The scrubbers were not reliable, and they were tarnishing the reputation that he had worked so hard to build, with Pacific being a high quality, very reliable, cost-effective option for equipment. So he hired these engineers. Tenon was moving one of their facilities from Holland, Michigan to Minneapolis, and some of the engineers didn't want to move. So the guys that designed the T3, the T5, the T7, those are the guys that designed this machine. So from the outside, aesthetically speaking, it does have a similar look to it, but from a manufacturing and component standpoint, it's a totally different machine. Basically, the owner of our company said, "Hey, I want you guys to build me a machine from the ground up. I want this to be the absolute best auto scrubber in the industry, bar none." So when you look at this machine here, all the components are really, high quality, tough components that are designed to make this a reliable unit. Everything from the high impact construction roll molding to doing away with a lot of those things that really increase the cost of ownership to a machine. So these units here do not have a motherboard. I was just in an account a couple of weeks ago where they had purchased one of these units. We were talking about the unit. He had a rider from a different competitor that the motherboard went out on twice. The first time it was nearly $5,000 to repair, which is a little high, but it was a European machine that they needed to get the parts for, and the second one was $6,000. So $11,000 in replacing motherboards. With this unit here, you don't have any motherboards. You also don't have any actuators. So it brings the brush up and down. You don't have any of that here, and you don't have a pump. Here it's all gravity feed. So you take away those three things, and you've significantly reduced the cost of ownership on the scrubber. So now you don't have to worry about wetting the motherboard, having it fry out, and all of a sudden being down, $2,000 on a repair, and possibly 3 to 4 weeks of downtime, if not longer. You don't have to worry about the same with the actuator and the pump. Now those are not going to be as expensive to fix, but still causes significant downtime. So on this unit here, you'll notice that the other thing about it is we want to make sure that it's real nice and easy to operate, right? So if you keep things simple for the operator, they're going to go ahead and utilize the machine the way that they're supposed to. So I have on this unit now, I have a pad driver. But let's say that I'm going from a finished floor to tile, and I want to go ahead and swap it out for a brush. Okay, with most other machines, you're going to have to get underneath. You're going to have to unscrew it or unlock it, put a different pad in there. With this unit here, on the back, there's a simple A and B button. So all I do is press A first and then B afterwards. And when I do that, it basically releases my pad driver. So now if I need to use a brush, I can put the brush underneath. And again, I don't have to go underneath there, and I don't have to mess around with anything and lock it back into place. All I'm going to do is I'm simply going to position the machine over the pad, and I'm going to go ahead and drop my deck. Once I drop my deck, Make sure it's all the way down. Okay, I'll take it off my deck. I'm going to go ahead and hit the on button. And I don't think it caught. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Yep. And basically now I have my pad on my unit. As I mentioned before, everything on this unit is mechanical. And I kind of skipped a step here, but this is where you would fill up your clean water. And if you go ahead and wanted to use a hose, you can actually put the hose right in there and fill up the unit that way as well. You know, we already went over the pad. When everything gets recovered, you've got this heavy-duty squeegee, which is also, you know, again, keeping that same model where you want to keep things simple for the operator. If I wanted to go ahead and change out the blades on my, or change out my squeegee blades, or just simply flip them over, you want to make sure that it's nice and easy for the operator to do so. So all you do is you release this latch here. This pops right out. So now I can go ahead and flip my squeegee, you know, upside down or left and right. And once I'm ready to go ahead and put it back in there, make sure that all this is aligned again and snap it right back into place. Same thing for the back, same thing for the front. So that's how nice and easy it is to replace the squeegee on your machine. And then this comes set from the factory so that you don't have to do any adjustments. But on this unit here, the adjustments are also very simple. So right next to these wing nuts here that allow me to lock my squeegee into place, we loosen them up a little bit more, there are some torque screws. And if I needed to go ahead and make adjustments to the squeegee so that I get the right deflection, I could easily do it there. So water gets recovered, goes into my recovery tank. One of the nice features of this tank also is that it's probably hard to view from the camera there, but you have almost like this wall underneath here. So the center is open. Yeah, okay, you know what? Let's do that. So that may make it a little easier to see. So, you know, if you're operating the machine and you have to come to a hard stop, the water's going to slosh around inside, right? But here, it's going to go up those cavities and not go into your float shutoff and up into the back motor and you know, get some humidity up there and some water up there. So it protects everything real nice and easy. It's also designed so that if you're using the machine and you need to fill up your batteries, I'm going to go over that in just a second. Even if you have water in the tank, you can actually tilt it so you can do the maintenance on your batteries and not have to worry about emptying the tank. Now, obviously, if it's full, you want to go ahead and empty it out. But if you've only got a little bit on there, you know, you don't want to have to take that extra step. You can go ahead and take care of your batteries that way. You'll notice that, I mean, what locks the tank into place? I mean, it's all, you know, it's all heavy duty aluminum, heavy duty steel throughout the entire machine. And this is battery shield right here. So you have this little sensor that measures the level of water inside your batteries. When that water level gets below a certain threshold, the machine has a little light back here. That little light's going to kick on. And you can still move the machine back and forth, you're just not going to be able to scrub with it. You're not going to be able to scrub with it until you fill your batteries with distilled water. And then we use this HydroLink system here. Are you guys familiar with this? Yes? Okay, some of us. So this HydroLink system here, you're basically going to put this end here inside your gallon of distilled water. You're going to go ahead and take this end here and connect it to your batteries. And then all you're going to do is pump. So you never open your batteries. Okay, so all you have to do is connect this to your batteries, pump until this becomes rock hard. Once this is rock hard and you can't pump anymore, your batteries are full and the water has also been evenly distributed throughout your batteries. Because of this, we will guarantee or warranty your batteries for a full 3 years. I mean, Pacific wouldn't do that unless they knew that the batteries are going to last a lot longer than that, right? And this warranty on the batteries, it's a 100% replacement warranty. Everybody else in the industry will do 1 year prorated. No one does 3 years, but we give you a 3-year, 100% full replacement on the batteries on any machine with battery shield if your battery's life is less than that. Any questions on the battery shield before I move forward?
So the battery shield is an option or standard?
It is an option. So you can get these machines with, depending on the customer, you can get them with AGM batteries. You can get them with your, if you want to go ahead and save a little bit on cost, you can get them with a little lower, regular batteries without the battery shield. But I think it's every penny worth the investment, because now you're almost certain that battery should last you, 5 years. We've got some school systems that have 80, 90 machines, and I used one of them as a reference not too long ago, and in 5 years he's only got two machines with battery issues, only 2, and he will be the first to admit that he feels that in those 2 cases it was user error. Someone forgot, someone tried to do something that they shouldn't have, and opened up the batteries, filled them the wrong way, which you don't need to on these. So he'll admit it. He believes that they were user errors, and this is 5 years, almost 90 machines in that school district with no problems. One of the other things that I like about this here is when that battery shield light comes on, let's say you forget, let's say or we've got a new operator and they're not familiar with what to do. Everybody carries these with us these days, these smartphones, right? All you have to do is scan this here, and it'll show you a video of what you need to do once that light comes on. Basically, fill it with distilled water, turn the machine off, turn the machine on once you're done, and you're ready to go again. If you have questions about how to operate the machine, there's a QR code here that will, take you to a video on how to operate, how to use, how to maintain the machine. If you ran over something and accidentally damaged the squeegee, and now you need to call your gen rep and say, hey, I need this squeegee, and you need the part number, you scan that, and you've got parts diagram to the machine. So make it easy, simplify the entire process. The handle here, completely ergonomic. You click on this, the machine moves forward. You've got 2 casters on the back, nice non-marking wheels. You can feel the machine. I mean, it's a pretty stout machine. When you're moving this, it moves like a well-built machine. If you want to go back, there's a button here that you press and hold down. Same thing, press on the handle, and the machine will go back. And again, it's very ergonomic. You're not tied to a certain position. You can basically hold it any way that's comfortable for you. You've got your speed control here. Again, high-quality knobs. These are not cheap. Everything it feels nice and smooth. Same thing for your water level. You get your battery indicator here, and then if you look here. Again, this is another thing that helps reduce the cost of your machines. We talk about, not having actuators. If you look at this, look how thick that steel and the aluminum is on here. Everything, your squeegee, mechanical, your brush step, mechanical. This machine here has one of the highest pad pressures in the industry. And if you want to put even more pad pressure down, that's what this knob is there for. You can actually lock down the pad pressure and apply even more pad pressure onto the ground. So a machine, again, that's designed to last, but overall, reduce your cost of ownership. If you don't have to worry about batteries, if you don't have to worry about actuators, if you don't have to worry about motherboards, if you don't have to worry about pumps, this is gravity feed. Again, it's a machine that's going to do what it's supposed to do and save you a lot of money in the long term. One of my favorite customer quotes is, wow, you guys went back 20 years and fixed everything, made the machines the way that they were supposed to. And this is exactly what this machine is. I mean, this is like a, rock solid machine from 20 years ago with a little bit of newer technology, but those same principles, right? Mechanical, designed to last a long while. Any questions on the disc scrubber?
Does that come in orbital or just rotary?
Yep, it does come in orbital, and go ahead and move that over here. Any questions from anybody online?
Kathy says, nice machine, 90 pounds of pressure.
Thank you. I would have guessed 45.
Keeping you honest today.
Huh?
They're keeping you honest.
Yeah. So, same unit here, 20-inch, but rather than a disc, this machine is an orbital. Now, you know, we talked a little bit about having the best orbital technology in the industry. Absolutely, bar none. No one else can match the performance of these orbitals. But the other thing about this is when you look here, it's probably hard to see from out there, but the deck is a 3/4-inch aluminum deck. I mean, it is heavy, it is stout, it's designed to, you know, be flat on the floor. Again, the hub, the eccentric hub, the bearings are doubly sealed. Everything is designed so this machine performs quietly, very little vibration, and it does what it's supposed to do. The isolators, again, they're not the width of my finger, they're about this wide, and heavy duty, 5 years, 5,000 hour warranty on them. But this deck here is also protected by this deck here. It's a 1/4-inch steel plate. What happens with a lot of different orbital machines that are out there, they don't have this same level of protection. So, you know, you're using the machine and you bump against the wall, you know, one time, no problem. But you do it, you know, 20, 30, 40 times, it's kind of like the tires on your car when they get out of balance, right? Now, all of a sudden, your tires start wobbling a little bit. You know, now you're driving the machine and the steering wheel starts shaking a little bit. Well, with this machine, you don't have to worry about that because that deck is so well protected that you're never going to, you know, cause it to go out of alignment. Not only that, but the way that it's built, you know, the bearings, the hub, the isolators, this is not a deck that's easily rattled. So that keeps this machine performing nice, smoothly, quietly for years on end. Everything else applies, you know, same place where you fill the solution, same place where you recover and drain your water, same control panels, battery shield technology. This, you know, same thing here, just like on the wet dry bag, automotive seal throughout. So it's again, it's all heavy duty. It's designed to last.